Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today. And we are going to go over Instagram. I'm going to do a series where we are going to talk about all the social media platforms that I am using on a daily basis as a marketing consultant and a marketing educator. These are things that I am constantly, researching, using for my own clients, for my own business, and also educating about this outside of these great platforms. So, today we're going to talk about Instagram and a strategy that you can use to easily up your Instagram game. So, Instagram is a pretty platform. It's pretty, it's gorgeous. It wants photography that's pretty, that makes you feel good. It is a pretty social media platform. So, we need to give that platform the prettiness, right? We need to give them what it wants. It wants to see fun images, a little edited with a little filter over them. It wants to see all the pretty things. It doesn't want to get into the nitty gritty, but it wants to kind of just see the raw, behind the scenes images, stuff that makes people feel fun or give them light and airy in a fun sense. So let's talk about the three things that I use as a marketing consultant and a social media manager, marketer. There's three things that I focus on with my clients, and these aren't really in specific order, but they are caption, photography, and frequency. And with these things, if we kind of can marry these three things together, this is going to get you kind of a big reach in a way. It's gonna tell the algorithm, hey, they know what they're doing, and push you to see more, be in more feeds. There also is hashtags, but that is kind of a whole nother thing. We'll briefly talk about it, but it is a whole thing that we need to have a whole nother top or another episode on. So um, let's talk about the caption. What our goal is trying to get that like, know, and trust factor with our audience. We want to connect. And people are connecting more than ever right now on social media. But they're doing this by showing them these gorgeous images, these videos behind the scenes. They're showing them TikToks and all the great stuff. So to do that, we need to, like I said, marry these three things together. So first of all, let's talk about the caption. So the caption, when you're going through your feed, I want you to do a little homework. I want you to look at your Instagram feed. Look at a post that someone recently posted. You see in your caption, just in the feed, don't click in yet, you see a couple, like 1 to 2 sentences. So those 1 to 2 sentences are the most important part of that whole caption, because your goal is to capture, bring that audience in to read more about you. So it needs to be something that educates. You have to give them a reason to follow you, a reason to click through. You need it to be a conversation. You need it to be something relevant to your audience. So those are things that, the caption needs to have. So one thing, like, for example, a caption that I might use in the future, because I am a marketing consultant and educator and marketing coach. I'm the marketing queen of all things. So one thing I would use is, for example, I would say last year I made over $5 million for my clients by doing this one little thing. So that's going to be a sentence that someone would say, hey, I want to learn what that one little thing was. What was that? So that's something that those are kind of the things, like just shock them, just say something bold that they'll want to read. Because number one, they are going to look at your photo first. They're looking at your photography, and then they're going to read, what is this all about? Okay, so the second thing is photography. Now, this one is something where you don't need to be a professional photographer. I have a background, actually. I was a photographer for probably 5-6 years. I still kind of do it on the side sometimes. If you are watching this via video, you can see the photos in the background are actually photos I took of my children. And I used to, you can see this frame right here. I had a frame company too, and I sold that business off. So photography's kind of been a passion of mine. I love it. I love the way I can make people look, make people feel. And this is something that you need to really kind of do a one-on-one on photography with your smartphone, because I think it's something that would be really beneficial. But you want to make sure that you have images. What works the best is images with people in them. It can be you, it can be your coworker, it can be your kids, if you're going to, go down that path, whatever it may be, that people in the images, it works the best. So also, you want to do a vertical post if you can, a vertical image. So make sure your phone is taking vertical versus horizontal. Those just work a little bit better. So have images that are light, airy, fun, pretty. Edit them, brighten them, make people want to stop and be, hey, I want to learn more about this company or this person, whatever it may be. The third thing is frequency, and this is something that I get asked a lot about. And so when we're talking social media, and this is kind of a bigger conversation that we need to have, but when we're talking social media, there's the quick going through your feed, fast content and platforms, and then there's the sticky stuff. Facebook, TikTok, kind of, I would say, Instagram, those are all very quick. Those are things that are going to cycle through in people's feeds pretty quick. Blogs, podcasts, YouTube, those things live, they're sticky content and they live a little bit longer. So when we are looking at frequency, we have to get into this mindset that we are in more the quick turnover stuff. So the minute when you post, it depends on when your audience is around and what's going on too. But when you post, you need to look at the times that they're the most active. That's what you want to post right before that. So if your audience is on, let's say the most from like 3 to 5, why don't you post at like 2:45? Because then it's going to get into their feed, or right before 3 o'clock, it's going to get into their feed. To figure out when they're active, look at your insights. It's going to give you a lot of information. You can now go through the back end of Facebook and look at the content creator, the content studio creator. You can look in there and it will give you that information. So that is one thing that will really help you, is looking at the insights, find out when they're on. And, my rule of thumb is post. Some people say, well, you should post 5 times a week. I wouldn't. Maybe in the stories, you can do it every day because it kind of falls off faster. Posting in the feed itself, I would maybe go every 48 hours minimum or maximum, waiting that 48 hours. I'm sorry, minimum. I cannot talk today. So waiting the 48-hour minimum is probably what you want to do, because the minute that you post something, Instagram is going to say, hey, she just posted something. She now wants our old stuff to not be shown anymore. So there goes that content. So all of that hard work of creating that Instagram post, making sure you have a link in the bio. If you have a swipe up feature, making sure that's there. Hashtags, all of that work is now gone. So give it time. Let it sit there for a little while. That's what I say about frequency. So these are my Instagram tips. They are quick, they're fun, and I hope you guys apply these and they work great for your audience. So have a great day. Bye-bye.